Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Too Good to Be True podcast. I am your host, Pascal Mayala. We are recording this on a Friday here in France, uh, like 11:51 p.m. We're close to midnight. So while the subject I will talk about and like any sport and culture or anything. So the Final Four are already started. So don't be surprised if you know the team that I didn't chose uh going to the finals. So I hope that everybody will be satisfied with this podcast. Make sure people to like, subscribe, notify, and leave your comment on my YouTube channel, Too Good to Be True podcast. And don't forget to listen to this podcast on Spotify, Amazon Music, and Apple Podcasts. So let's get right to it. So let's bring up the top news of of the sport today. So we're gonna read all the Bleacher Report that I can find. But there's one topic that I wanna talk about, and it's got to do with music. So I want to share it. So we're gonna go to the top news sport. So we have to congratulate Cooper Flag winning Men AP Player of the Year and Juju Watkin Woman Player of the Year. So so congratulations of both of them. Well deserved to winning the Player of the Year in college basketball. I can't wait to see Cooper Flag in the league and wish well for um well, Juju Watkins. So uh may your healing continue and recover very well. So NFL news. So they say that Travis Hunter was impressed at the Colorado Pro Day. So I watched the video of Travis Hunter during the pro days, and I gotta admit that he looked very, very, very good. I was so happy for him. So congratulations. On the other hand, Shador Sanders uh was pretty much, I believe he did not practice, did the pro days. So I don't know because I didn't see his video. But if somebody has seen his pro day, leave the comment on my video. So so I didn't see it, so I cannot judge it. Now let's get some talk about some topic that we had to talk about. So let's start with the NBA. Ja has been fined with a figure gesture 75K dollars. So let's read what this article said on the fine of Ja Morant. So let's read this. So Ja Morant's decision to go back to the finger gun gesture in Memphis Grizzlies in 110 and 108 victory over the Miami Heat on Thursday would wouldn't cost him money. Sorry. The NBA announced on Friday that Morant received a 75 million fine for twice making an inappropriate gesture on the court during the game after the previous being warned that the gesture could be interpreted as a negative light. So this is what Sham posted on X, formerly Twitter. So he said that, and I quote, the NBA cited two finger gun motion for Morant in the Thursday game in Miami, hours after the league had issued a warning to Morant and the Grizzlies about refraining from the gesture. Morant previously made a gesture at the Grizzly game against the Golden State Warrior on Tuesday. ESPN Sham Karania reported on Thursday that the league issued warning to Morant, Warrior guard Buddy Hill, who made a similar gesture in the game and both teams. So Carania noted the league ruled a celebration were not intended to be violent in nature but were inappropriate. The warning seemed prompt a response from Morant on X. So this is what he responded. Ja this and Ja that with a laughing emoji. So this is why he responded on his ex formerly Twitter. So let's continue. Morant made the same gesture in the first quarter against the Heat after making a three-point. He appeared to be directing it toward the Grizzlies bench as he was getting back on defense. Speaking to a reporter after the Thursday game, Morant said that he kinda used to the criticism he received in the wake of the using of the gesture. I was pretty much a villain for 2 years now, he explained. Every little thing, if somebody can say something negative about me, is going to be out, out there. So yeah, I don't care no more. That's why he said. Morant was suspended by the NBA twice in the span of 3 months in 2023 for gun-related incident on social media. The first suspension was an 8 game when he appeared on a flashing gun Instagram live at a nightclub after the Grizzlies game against the Denver. The second suspension was in June 2023, covering the first 25 games of the 2023-2024 season after he flashed a gun again live on Instagram IG that started circulating previous months. Thursday incident overshadowed a terrific Morant performance and he scored 30 points, including the game-winner buzzer beater to help the Grizzlies stop their 4-game losing streak. So, what am I thought about this? I think it's sad. I think Ja Morant should have been the face of the league if he hasn't done the gun gesture. And yes, and I remember very clearly that he did flash his gun on IG not once but twice. One in a nightclub, one inside a car. You know what we always say? We always say that one is a mistake, two you make the choice. If that Yeah, it is that. Yeah, one is a mistake. Two is a choice. So John Moran made a choice. He chose the second option to make the choice to do it again. And one thing we have to remember, John is still young, and that I believe he's like what? He's mid 20 or maybe mid 20. I don't know. I don't know how to look up his age. How to look up his age. But I'm gonna say this, people. And I would specifically talk to you, John, if you watch this podcast. There's so many young kids who wish they were in your position to make it the league. Do you know how many players who dreamed to be in the NBA and they couldn't because of maybe they were not good enough, maybe they're not talented, so they had to play in the G League. Do you know that? Do you know that there's so many young cat who dream to be in the NBA but never got an opportunity. The same thing in Europe too, who play in the Euro League. They wish to be in the NBA, and because of your stupidity, you're trying to do that. I don't mind the celebration because I love pettiness. I love pettiness, competition. I'm all for it. But when it becomes stupidity, flashing a gun, then that's when it's crossing the line. And Adam Silver had to do something about it. I mean, this is your life. This is not my life. This is not somebody else in the bench life. This is your life. This is your future. And are you trying to continue doing that? I swear to God. Other team will not gonna pick you because of the behavior of your past with flashing a gun on IG, not once but twice, and so on and so forth. So my advice for you, John Morant, is that just focus on the game, stop flashing gun, and stop doing stupidity because you made it a choice to do that. And don't think that the Adam Silver is going to be kumbaya, pretty relaxed. No, I think Adam Silver is going to make a strict rules about that. So I'm not going to be surprised about that if he continues doing that. So that's the top. So Jaw, just be careful. So I gotta say this. Just start doing the bullshit and focus on the game. Because right now the Memphis like a number 6 seed, and you do not want to be in a playing game. So I rather you be focused on the game and doing some dumb shit before it's too late. Moving on the topic, so let's talk about a little bit some baseball because the baseball season has already started a couple of weeks, and actually yeah, a couple of weeks, yeah, a couple of weeks. And we have some controversy with controversy in the baseball. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm talking about the torpedo bat. So let's read this article. Actually, let's go to Bleacher Report. Like I always love to go to Bleacher Report and, talking about the torpedo bat because it's continuing to have a discussion about the torpedo bat. So let's read this. Let's read it. So the torpedo bat have continued to gain popularity across the MLB landscape at the beginning of 2025 season. The Victus Sports CEO Jared Smith, who company produced the official bat of Major League Baseball, estimated that about 25% of the MLB players have contacted them or parent company Marucci to test the new bat, according to Caleb Messi of the Atlantic. Sporting goods manufacturing company Chandler Bat also received that they're seeing record sale of volume in the channel with the release of the Torpedo Bat per Mency. The bat contained an untraditional barrel resting closer to the hand and hitter. More of the wood is moved toward the sweet spot of the bat compared to the end cap, which results in a shape that slightly resembles of a bowling pin. So there it is. This is the torpedo bat, which I'll give my opinion about it. So let's continue to reading this. So the torpedo bat are legal under MLB rule as they fit within the permitted maximum barrel diameter of 2.61 inch and maximum length of 42 inch. Multiple members of the New York Yankee lineup used the bat throughout the team's hot start in the season, setting a new MLB record with 17 home runs through 4 games, which was against the Milwaukee Brewers. Several other players outside of the Yankee organization have utilized the torpedo bat, including Ellie De La Cruz of the Cincinnati Reds, the New York Mets shortstop Francisco Lindor, Dansby Swanson of the Chicago Cubs, and Baltimore catcher Adley Rutschman. So, what am I thought about the torpedo bat? I had no issue with the torpedo bat. Let me make it clear because they didn't use it illegal. They used it legally, and I think it's something great to use something like that, like a torpedo bat, because sometimes, and I don't watch. I don't. I'm a casual baseball fan, so if you're a casual fit baseball fan or a diehard baseball fan, leave in a comment on my video and give your thought about the torpedo bat. So I don't have no issue with the torpedo bat because I think it's great. I think it's something great, something new. And Sometimes with the torpedo bat, you're not always going to hit the home run. If you're lucky, you call yourself the New York Yankees and you got Aaron Judge, those crew. But I think it's pretty interesting about the torpedo bat. I got no problem with the torpedo bat. If it's legal, it's legal. Deal with it because you will see in a couple of weeks, every team's going to use the torpedo bat, and I think it's going to be cool. But do you think it's going to take a little bit of fun out of the game? Maybe. This is my opinion. Maybe. But not everybody's a home run as a he's a home run king. Not everybody's gonna hit a home run. So I probably have no issue with it. If the players feel like if they like to use the torpedo bat, I have no issue with it. So this torpedo bat is pretty much out of control. But I love it. I love it, so I got no issue with it. Moving on, so let's go back to the NBA. So let's go and watch the playoff bracket because this is going to be very interesting. Uh, and I will share this this vi- this, this picture, and this is my opinion. We're not going to read this. We're not going to read this. We're not going to read this. So I wish we had the standing. I wish we had the standing right now. So again, we got the sorry the East. Let's talk about the Eastern Conference. Then we'll go to the Western Conference. So in the Eastern Conference, uh, yeah, Boston and Cleveland will qualify for the playoffs. New York Knicks and Indiana they qualified and just left the Detroit, Milwaukee, Detroit, Orlando, Atlanta, Miami and Chicago, they are already in the play-in. So the rest of the team in the East are already eliminated. Even my Raptors, my Toronto Raptors, are eliminated. So you're playing for nothing. I got no issue with it. Now, if the playoff has started right now, I know the East, the Cleveland Cavaliers will be number one. They rather, if I had to choose between uh the Orlando, Atlanta, Miami, and Chicago. If I'm Cleveland, I will probably choose Chicago because they're probably easy to get beat. Chicago, the Bulls will get into a fight, so I'm probably going to give them one. But to me, personally, I think the Bulls can have that if they can win. Actually, if Chicago Bulls lose, it, and I just give it just like a random thing. If this is my opinion, by the way, too. So if you have an opinion, leave your comment on my video on my YouTube channel. So if you think that um the Cleveland Cavaliers who they prefer to face, I'd rather see them face the Bulls and not against the Miami Heat because if Miami Heat in the playoffs and they face the Cavaliers, I'll tell you right now, probably Miami will give them a run of the money, even though they're not the same. But I think they could give them a run for their money. So I'd rather face the Bulls over the Miami Heat. Now, same thing with Boston. Boston, if I was Boston, I'm probably going to choose who Orlando Magic. They'll probably be easy to beat, even though they will give their best. And 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 also that yeah, my oh damn, I can't speak. And also, they're probably gonna not sweep them. Probably gonna win them in six game. So Boston, Orlando, I think I'm probably gonna be watching this. Now, the New York Knicks versus Detroit Pistons. This is gonna be a dog fight because I don't know when Jalen Brunson is gonna come back. but he better hurry up because if he doesn't, the Detroit will beat them to the pool because they're a young team. They're just starving, and now they're going to enter in the playoff. I think the Pistons will give the New York Knicks run for their money. I don't care what people say; they're gonna give them a run for their money. So I got if I would pick right now, I got probably Detroit, but I will pick the Knicks winning against the series in 7 games, in my opinion. Now the fourth and fifth seed Pacers with the Bucks from last year again. That is kind of like a rivalry, which is pretty cool. And with the Damian Lillard blood clock, I mean, I feel so bad. I feel so bad for Damian Lillard, and also for Giannis because probably it's going to be their last together. I don't know if this year Giannis is a free agency. Leave your comment on my video on my on my video. Um, I don't know if this is gonna be Giannis' last year. If it is, I think he need to get a trade, and Milwaukee had to rebuild the team from scratch. So that's my thought about it. Now let's go to the West Conference because the West is it's like the wild wild west. I, I mean OKC. I got no issue. OKC probably they're gonna get 70 plus win. So I have no issue with it. Um, for the Houston Rockets at number 2 seed, I was not surprised because from last year. I knew it that the Houston Rockets for next year they're going to be 10 times better than I expected. So Denver, I mean Denver, sometimes they're inconsistent in my opinion. And sometimes I ask myself, Jokic is doing the lifting, but my question is Jamal Murray, because are we going to get the Jamal Murray from the championship 2023? Are we going to get also the Jamal Murray from the first round against the Lakers? I don't know. Michael MPJ is inconsistent. Eric Gordon is inconsistent. Russell Westbrook, I got nothing to say about it. He's doing a phenomenal job, except for that one part against the Timberwolves in the overtime. I thought that was a mistake to do that, for Westbrook to do that, but whatever. It is what it is. It happen all the time. The Lakers, the Lakers in the fourth seed. If they win their next game, they probably going actually their next 2 games or 3 games, 2 or 3 games. They're probably going to move up number three, which will mean that the Nuggets will face the Warriors, which probably going to be very interesting if the playoffs started today. For Golden State Warrior, I don't. I mean, they're turning around their season to a playing to be in the mix in the playoffs to probably get out of the playoffs. I might add. With adding Jimmy Butler, they really found their defensive core of Draymond Green, and Draymond Green is a candidate for Defensive Player of the Year. He's a candidate. So nothing to say about the Golden State Warriors. Steph Curry is playing the lights out of it. So I got nothing to say. Memphis, I'm pretty much disappointed. I know they ended their full streak game, but finding Taylor Jenkins wasn't the solution. I'll be personal. I think people think it was a good idea, but it was a mistake. So, um, Memphis Grizzlies, you disappointed me. The Timberwolves, they found their identity, which I was so proud. Clippers, I was surprised. I'm so surprised with the Clippers. Dallas, they disappointed because they traded with the Luca, and Sacramento King, I don't know where they're going, I'll be honest with you. But if the player have this started right now, if OKC, you had to bet your life, OKC, who do you want to go against? I certainly don't want to go against Dallas because Dallas could give me the run of my money. So I'll do anything possible for saying that if Dallas lose or Sacramento lose, they're going to be eliminated. So to me, if I were probably betting man, I probably want Sacramento King because they probably be easy. Because if I choose against the Mavericks to me they have the girth and the size, and they're probably gonna match well with OKC, in my opinion about that. So that's what I gotta say about this, and also OKC will win this round in 6 games. If they had to choose, he had to go against Maverick, the Dallas Maverick. For the Sacramento King, I think they're gonna sweep them. Next game, next one, Houston if between Timberwolves and Clippers, I'd rather not go against the Timberwolves. I probably go against the Clippers, but I would probably pick the Timberwolves because to be battle tested, in my opinion. In my opinion, they're going to be battle tested because um, I can see that if I go against Timberwolves, yes, Houston probably going to lose. They're going to lose against Timberwolves, but it's a great experience from that, and you can learn from that. So if I have to pick between Timberwolves and the Rockets, I'll pick the Timberwolves. If I will pick the Clippers versus the Rockets, I'll pick the Rockets over that. But Rockets versus Timberwolves, I can see it. Nuggets, Memphis, Denver. I think they're going to sweep them. Not probably sweep them. I'll give the Grizzly one, but too much Jokic, man. So I got the Nuggets over the Grizzly. Lakers Warrior in the first round. Woof, this is gonna be very good. Who needs it more, Steph or LeBron? In my opinion, LeBron needed more over Steph. Because we know he is in his tail of his career, and I think he won that fifth championship to win it to add in the resume. So for me, I got like the Lakers beating the Warriors, but I'm worried also for the Lakers. If they go against OKC, it's not going to be a good matchup. Believe me, it's not a good matchup in my opinion. So because because the problem with the Lakers, and I think a lot of people said that, is their interior force. They don't have a real big man. They don't have the girth inside the paint. So it's going to be hard for Lakers to go against OKC, and also that and too much SGA in my opinion, which he is my MVP voting candidate. I'll vote for SGA because last year I said SGA should have been MVP over Jokic. Now this year he's gonna win the MVP. So those are my predictions for the Eastern Conference and the Western Conference if the playoffs started today. So um moving on to the next topic. Um Next topic of this game. Let's talk about a little bit about a little bit about March Mad. No, yeah, March Madness. I know they are playing right. I believe they're playing right now, if I'm not mistaken. If they do, I have to check on it, but I'm not so sure. but but then yeah, they're not playing yet. So they're playing one game. You got the well, let me just share it a little bit. So we're gonna give my prediction about this game. The final four the woman for the woman. So my prediction between the Texas Longhorns versus the South Carolina Gamecock. This is going to be very interesting. Actually, two games going to be interesting. The Texas Longhorns versus South Carolina, a rematch a couple of years ago. I got South Carolina winning it. I'm not counting a downstadium recruit, even though the 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 South Carolina is pretty much diminished a little bit, not a lot, but a little bit. But I do believe Dawn Staley is a coach guru. I think she is a coach genius. I don't know if it's a word, coach genius. I don't know if it's a word, but I think she is a genius how she coached her team because, however, I don't know how she does it. She always find a way to find a solution to win some game in the final four or the national championship. So to me, if I had to bet in this prediction, South Carolina over Texas. Next game, the Connecticut Huskies with the UCLA Bruins. I got UConn winning this. They're too much, too much over UCLA. They're too much. They're too much for that. Even though UCLA are pretty much a young team, but I'm not counting Gino Auriemma. I mean, his coach geniuses is out of the roof, out of the roof of out of the roof because I mean UConn with Paige Becker. Oh god damn! I got UConn all day because my original uh prediction I wanted UCLA, not UCLA but USC to winning it. Unfortunately, because of a Juju Walker injury, I had to go. I actually had to go to my 1A and 1B, South Carolina and uh, and UConn to go to the Final Four. So so I got those two, UConn and UCLA to the finals. Now let's let's switch up and talk about something else. Let's give you another news about the NFL. I'm gonna give another NFL news, which I just find out that let me share it. People are gonna share it. That Trey Lance has signed with a Los Angeles Charger for a 1 year deal. So let's read this article, this one on Bleacher Report again. Like I love. Let me just give shout out to a Bleacher Report. Every time I read Bleacher Report, I keep up with the news, which I love. I love Bleacher Report. So shout out to you. Shout out to Bleacher Report. Everything you guys doing. So let's read it. Former number three overall pick Trey Lance will get a next shot at competing for an NFL quarterback job with the LA Chargers. Lance and the Chargers agreed a 1 year deal worth for $6.2 million, according to ESPN Adam Schefter. Lance, formerly project as a franchise quarterback with the San Francisco 49ers, ultimately lost his job to Brock Purdy. He was traded to Dallas Cowboys in 2023 for a 4th round pick. After playing just 8 games over two campaigns with the Niners, Lance went to spend 2 seasons with the Cowboys. He saw regular season playing time as a backup to Cooper Rush in 2024 after Dak was sidelined with a season-ending injury. His first start since his final season with the 49ers, Lance went 20 of 34 for 244 yards in Week 18, lost to the Commanders. Lance said after the game that he believes he has grown physically, mentally, and I know myself better as a person since his last stint as the NFL starter, according to DallasCowboys.com Patrick Walker. When asked what he was looking for with his next team, Lance answered an opportunity. That is the biggest thing, just looking for an opportunity, according to Chris Amaya from the Dallas Morning News. The Cowboys expected to get Prescott back for 2025 season. Given the Prescott is signed through 2028, Dallas is hoping to stick with the franchise quarterback going forward. Meanwhile, the LA could consider the flash of talent Lance displayed in his last start a sign that he could develop into a more of the QB3. Lance will now be to become actually vow to become uh, Justin Herbert primary backup LA in 2025. His audition could take place in the preseason, during which he spent extensive time playing for the Cowboys late fall. So what am I thought about this? Yeah, like you said, that is his last chance. That is his last chance to impress uh, to impress and have this last opportunity, because if he doesn't, I mean, his career is over. I'll be honest with you. Um, that is his last chance, because if he doesn't, he we're gonna consider him training as a failure. That's how I gotta feel about that. Um, let's read another article before, actually two article. Actually, we're not gonna read it, but we're just gonna give the news. So Geno Smith, Raider reporter agreed to an 85.5 contract extension after the Seahawks trade for a 2-year deal. So what am I thought about this? I think that's a pretty much a mistake. If yeah, the reason why I say it's a mistake because I know Geno Smith is not your franchise quarterback for the Raiders. I know it, he know it, and the organization know it. And I think because I think the reason why also because they're looking for the future quarterback. Maybe it's going to be Shador Sender, or I do like to see Shador Sender with the Raiders, because I could see Tom Brady mentoring him. I'll be honest with you. Geno Smith is pretty much like the backup plan if they don't draft Shador. So that is my opinion about that. With the Shador with this card with Geno Smith. I think he's a like a backup plan for the Raiders if they don't get Shador. If they do get Shador, I think Shador will sit behind Geno Smith, learning from him, and when he's ready, I think he's going to be the franchise QB. So this one is pretty crazy. This article is pretty crazy. Uh, I, I want to read this. So according to the NFL news by what is his name, Stumbach. So they say that Josh Allen compared to NBA Giannis by the NFL executed after a 330 million dollar bill contract extension. So let's read this because this is crazy. One NFL executive believes Josh Allen's importance of the Buffalo Bills similar to the significance of Giannis Antetokounmpo to the Milwaukee Bucks. The executive made the comparison to the according to the Athletic, Mike Sando, after the bill inked Allen to a 6-year, $330 million extension with 4 years remaining in his previous deal. I view it, I view, I view it like the NBA and Giannis or one of those other superstars on the market when you may not be able to keep the star. The NFL executive told Sundown, "You want to do the max deal as early possible because in this case you don't have a franchise without Josh Allen." Allen's new deal was set to keep him in Buffalo throughout 2013, set an NFL record for $250 million guaranteed money. The Bucks took a similar path with Antetokounmpo in the beginning of 2023-24 season when the team significant to him as a 3-year deal for $186 million contract extension with the 2 full seasons remaining on his previous deal. Month before the Bucks announced the deal in October 2023, Antetokounmpo said he didn't plan to sign a new contract until 2024 when he could get more money out of his deal. He ultimately decided to sign a new contract earlier in what he told reporters was an effort to keep the Bucks focused on the straight basketball. It was very helpful, what Giannis said into the October 2023, according to Jamal Collier of from ESPN. I didn't have to think about it. And I don't think it's just helpful to me. It's helpful to the team too. They don't want to hear about oh Giannis is leaving, Giannis is staying the whole year. Allen's similar side of the bill concerned when they talked about report about his decision to sign his own record breaking deal. Allen said in March in per NFL Kevin Patra, it was like, if it's any impact of the cap, let's figure it out a way not to do that. Allen's salary currently represents 19.7% of the NFL salary cap, ranking number 13 among the quarterback, according to Spotra. Adebayo would take up more than a third of the Bucks' cap next season, Puncture reported. Those cap restrictions could ultimately be worth it in both teams, and if those two star players are able to lead their franchise to a championship. I think that Cooper will look up to star potential talent run to help in the Bucks to stay in a guaranteed playoff spot and out of the Eastern Conference playing rounds this spring. So what do I think about that? I think it's smart because the reason why I say it's smart to keep Josh Allen because not too many players who wants to go to Buffalo, New York. We hear the story of Buffalo, New York, with the snow, the weather, the cold, and so on and so forth. It's it's like what Western New York, and you know it's not really a city that attract a lot of NFL players. But if you keep Josh Allen into the Buffalo, I think you can attract more players, superstar wide receiver, running back, or defensive player come join in Buffalo to win the Super Bowl. So I think it's a little bit crazy compared to Giannis, but I understand because remember with Giannis with the Bucks, Milwaukee is not really a destination for everybody. I mean, it's a small market team, just like Buffalo it is, and there's nothing to do. There's pretty much nothing to do in Buffalo, in Milwaukee, and there's no really superstar. And the last time they won a championship was like in 1971 with Oscar Robertson and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar to winning the championship. So to me, I think that's pretty smart, but compared to Giannis, a little bit ridiculous. So I understand that. Another one last thing before we talk about a little bit some music. Um, Um, the New England so they did a trade with quarterback Joe Milton the third to the Dallas Cowboys. So let's read this article. So New England Patriot may have found a diamond in the rough in Joe Milton the third. The young quarterback has shown immense potential since being drafted in the sixth round last year, but he unlikely to reach his ceiling with the organization selecting him. With Drake May, New England number three pick over 2024 earned a Pro Bowl nod as a rookie, looking to the franchise's long waited heir to Tom Brady. It's going to be difficult for Milton to see his field bearing an unexpected injury. So the 25-year-old participated in just one game last season. Although he did show up in the Week 18 contest against the Buffalo Bills, completed 229 passes for 241 yards and a touchdown, and adding the ended 60 yards in the scoring his 10th toe. According to the report, there's been some heavy trade interest surrounding the quarterback this offseason. McDen of the MassLive.com, New England Braves have received a multiple trade inquiry for Milton. While a handful of teams addressed their quarterback hold during the free agency, plenty of others still have a question mark under the center of 2025 draft draw near. There's likely won't be many options for a franchise quarterback starve club during the event either as the only two player in the position. Cam Ward and Shador Sander rank within the top 50 of the British, according to British Report department. For his part, Milton appeared to open to move as well. Daniel noted that a source close to Tennessee product revealed he would prefer to be on a roster that given him the best chance to compete for a starting job. If the Patriots to decide to part way with Milton, they already have a suitable to a cheap replacing the slot behind May and Josh Dobbs, a veteran whose starting experience who joined the New England Patriots a budget of 2 years for $8 million deal last month. With the with that in mind, the highly team that could offer the Patriots couldn't uh refuse the backup quarterback. So what could be Cleveland Brown. So I'm not gonna read this. So we're gonna read what they can have. So the Patriots will receive the 2025 first round pick, uh, number two overall. Brown received the 2025 first round pick, number four overall, and the 2025 third round pick, and number 77 overall. And they get quarterback Joe Milton. That's number one. Number two, Las Vegas. So the Vegas can receive Patriot can receive 2025 fourth round draft pick, number yeah, and the Raider received the quarterback Joe Milton, the third. So that's number two. Number three, the New York Jet, which I don't think so. But they said 2025 third round pick, number 73 pick, 2026 fourth round pick, and the Jet received Joe Milton the third. And I believe the fourth is the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Steelers have 2025 third round pick, draft pick, um, third round pick, and the Steelers can get Joe Milton. I know, and I know it's pretty old, but he has been traded to I believe to the Dallas Cowboys, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm not mistaken, I think he got traded to the Cowboys, which I'll be honest with you. Yes, yeah, I found he has been traded to the Dallas Cowboys. So I just did my research a little bit. Um, so he got traded to the Dallas Cowboys. So those things I already read. that has already been passed. So he has been traded to the Dallas Cowboys. So what am I thought about this? I think it's what the Dallas Cowboys did is pretty amazing. So I got nothing. Even though I hate the Cowboys, actually more gonna do with the fan. But I like that. I like that what the Cowboys did. So I got nothing to say about that. Now moving on music because I don't know if you saw the new video of Drake Nokia. I mean, man, if you haven't seen the video, I suggest to watch it because what Drake did on Nokia, oh my God, I don't know. I mean, Drake is. If you want to talk about uh, the pettiness of of that of Drake, this is one. This, this is pretty much the pettiness I've ever seen. So if you haven't seen the video, I'm not going to show the clip so you can watch it. I could give you a snippet of the clip of the video, but but ever since the beef between um Drake but no the beef between um with Kendrick, I mean my God, I've seen a lot of people commenting on of this the video Drake what he did. Um, I mean, this is pettiness of pettiness, which I love it. Like I told you, I love pettiness, so I got no issue with it. I will give you a little bit of snippet of the video. So I'm trying to I try to so I'm gonna give it right now. So I just give you a sneak peek. And if you want to watch it, go watch it. And in my reaction, uh, I'll give a little bit of my reaction about it. I'll give him a little bit of my reaction. So let me just share the video a little bit and let's see a little bit. Let's see it. So you saw the video. I just gonna give the extra of the video and and it, and I don't want to get copyright, so I don't want no legal issue. So I saw the video, and that video got like what, like 5,000 million viewers, 5,000 million viewers who watched that in 4 days. So, and I gotta admit that I didn't even know I didn't see the Super Bowl halftime show. Actually, I didn't see the whole Super Bowl, which I don't know why I did not watch that Super Bowl, and I cannot understand why. But they said it looked like the set of Kendrick Lamar during this Super Bowl halftime performance with the dance. My thought is, hey, you gotta, if you want to be petty, do your petty thing. I got no issue with it, and the way he did it, masterful. I don't care what people say. I think what Drake did is pretty masterful, and and I love that hip hop is competition. For the people who don't know, hip hop is always going to be competition. So so I got no issue with it to be to be that. So I got no issue with it. I loved it. Before we leave, I just have some breaking news for Falcon fans. If you're a football fan, if you're a football fan, you know who he is. If you're a Falcon fan, you already know who he is. Um, Actually, before that, and one last topic before we leave, but let's focus on that. So, Falcon icon Julio Jones announced his NFL retire from a in video after 13 seasons in the league. So let's read this. Julio Jones' spectacular NFL career has officially come to a close. The seven-time Pro Bowl announced on social media that he has retired from the NFL after 13 seasons. He had played in 2023 with the Philadelphia Eagles. So this is let's read this. Then we're gonna read actually we're gonna watch this the his video. So let's go.
Started when I was 8 years old, just a kid from Foley, Alabama. Um, it was an amazing ride. I like to think my family, um, through this whole process, was my support system. Without them, none of this could have been possible. Um, I want to thank my teammates um, in high school. I want to thank Ty Watson, Joel Williams, from converting me from running back to receiver my sophomore year. Um, I want to thank Shane Jones, my receiver coach as well. Um, then on to college, man. Again, I want to say thank you to all of my teammates. Coach Saban was a great father figure for me for those 3 years in college. I want to thank Kurt Signetti, my receiver coach, Coach Cochran, strength and conditioning. Um, just hard work, you know. I know what hard work is, but just needed the guidance to hone it to be the best version of myself. Um, and from there, man, I want to thank my teammates in the league as well. Um, Matt Ryan, thank you. Um, it was a lockout in 2011. You went as far as taking me to your home, showing me the playbook, going to fields, going over plays. Um, thank you. I appreciate you, man. Um, Roddy Harry, Eric Wings, Terry Robisky, Mike Smith, man. Thank y'all. I appreciate y'all just for being there for me. Um, again, Roddy Harry teaching me the blueprint as far as a receiver, being a pro. Again, man, thank y'all. Y'all my brothers forever. Thank you. I appreciate you, man. I'm making this announcement today because of the city of Atlanta. Thank you, man. I appreciate y'all. It's nothing but love. I'm doing this on 404 day. Um, it was a hell of a ride. I also want to thank um, the other ball clubs out there as well, organizations. Tennessee, thank you for the opportunity. Tampa, thank you for the opportunity. Eagles, thank you for the opportunity. Um, but this one for the city, man. I appreciate y'all.
So this is the video that uh, Julio Jones has sent. So let's give a little bit of tribute, a little bit of tribute video for him. Then we're gonna continue reading it. Then we're gonna read his career, stat career during his playing time in the NFL. So let's give him a homage. So let's read this. Let's read this. So Jones finished his career with 13,703 receiving yards and 66 touchdowns. He spent 10 of his 13 year with the Falcons, where he earned all his Pro Bowl and All Pro nod. He also finished 11 career playoff games, registering 992 yards and 7 touchdowns. He and the Falcons notably reached the Super Bowl 51 but fell short to the New England Patriots in overtime. He is a Falcon all-time leader receiving yard and catch, while he's second in touchdown. Since he did not play in 2024 season, he will be eligible for the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 2028. Oh, okay. 2028. I think he deserved it. So I didn't read this, but I'm gonna read this. He John spent his majority career with the Falcons, had brief time with the Buccaneers and Tennessee, and in the New England England. That's the New England Patriots and Philadelphia Eagles. So that's what he did. So let's read his career. So seven-time Pro Bowler, 2020, 2010 All-Decade Team, 13K plus career receiving yard, Falcon franchise leading receiving yard and catch, won BCS National Championship. And I'm gonna say this: he deserved to be in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. First ballot. I said it. Julio Jones, his first ballot. One of the guys is hard to defend on. I gotta say this. I've seen his highlight. I saw him how he played. I mean, my God. First ballot Hall of Fame. I'm gonna answer about that. Another topic of the NFL. Yeah, let's take the football people. That Tyreek he's fed up. He wants to be traded. He wants to be traded. So I wanna read this and we're gonna give my opinion where top five you think he should go. So since the end of 2024, Tyreke Hill's future with the Miami Dolphins has come into a question about his comment in a series of posts of X. He's stirring the pot again. At the 31-year-old responded to a recent trade speculation with emoji. Either he did a good job of trolling or something could be brewing behind the scenes. After his post, he denied a rumor from a not credible aggregated uh, account, calling the trade buzz another false narrative. After the Miami season finale, Hill said I'm out, bro, when he talked about the report to his agent Drew Rosenhaus, and he walked back those comments, which quell speculation. Hill had a chance to extinguish lingerie trade buzz around his name, yet he chose to fan to flame from dismissing rumors. One of the Dolphin general manager, Chris Greer, told reporter that he hasn't requested a trade. Uh, Head coach Mike McDaniel hoped to have a better version of the wideout in 2025. However, when asked about the notable draft night trade candidate, Jason Fitzgerald of Overcap mentioned Hill. With all the smoke around here, let's look a five trade the package involving the five-time Pro Bowl receiver. So the first could be the Dallas Cowboys. That's number one. Number two could be Green Bay Packer. Number three, Las Vegas Raiders. Number four, LA Chargers. And number five, the Washington Commanders. So let's go with the number one, the Dallas Cowboys. So Cowboys will receive Tyreke Hill, the 2025 fifth round pick, and the Dolphins will receive 2025 pick, second round pick, and the 2026 fourth round pick. My thought is, I think it's good. I can see it, but I don't want to see Tyreek Hill as a number one option. I think this is CD Lamb. He's number one. But Tyreek Hill could be the wide receiver number two, which I don't think he will have no issue with it. Him with the Cowboys, no, he will have a lot of drama. Sorry, Cowboy fans, I don't see it. I don't see. Oh, actually, I do see a little bit see it, but I won't probably put on hold with the Cowboys thing. I'll put a hold with the Cowboys. To the Packers. So Packers get Hill, the 2025 fifth round pick, and Dolphins receive Romeo Dobbs, 2025 third round pick, and 2026 fourth round pick. No, I don't see it. I don't see it, especially you got a young team with the Packers with the young wide receiver. No, I don't see it. I don't see it. So scratch that. Scratch that with the Green Bay Packers. Las Vegas Raiders. So Las Vegas the Raiders. So the Raiders can get Tyreke Hill, the 2025 fifth round pick, and 2026 fifth round pick. The Dolphins can get the 2005 third round pick, 2026 third round pick, and wide receiver Trey Tucker. Mm, I got no, they are in a rebuild team, so I don't want to see another Devontae Adams situation. So, no, thank you. I don't see it. I don't see it with the Raiders. The Chargers. So, the Chargers can get Tyreek Hill, 2025 fifth round pick. The Dolphins receive 2025 second round pick, a 2004 fourth round pick. I do think I can see him with the Chargers. I do see him with the Chargers because the Charger. What I thought about the Charger? What they need? They need a true number one wide receiver. Hey, Charger, you want a number one wide receiver? Here we go. Here we go, people. Tyreek Hill. I give Tyreek Hill into the to the Chargers. Tyreek Hill. I can see it. And finally, the Commanders. So the Commander could get Tyreke Hill, 2025 seventh round pick. The Dolphins receive 2025 second round pick, 2025 sixth round pick. No, I don't see with the Commanders because you already have Debo Samuel, Scary Terry. I don't think I can see uh, um, Tyreek Hill with Commanders. I don't see it. If sorry, if you in out of those five teams that I chose, if you have a team that probably you have suggest, leave your comment on my video. Which team do you think Tyreek Hill is fit for this team? So, which team do you think Tyreek Hill should go? On my head. So so. So let's talk about just one last topic. This has got to do with women basketball. Just this one last topic. Let's talk about Flau'Jae Johnson because recently Flau'Jae Johnson had decided to return for the college basketball one last time. So let's read this report. So according to Joseph Zucker, LSU guard Flau'Jae Johnson is returned for her senior year, according to the Athletic. Sabrina Merchant. Merchant reported that Johnson didn't enter her name on the 2025 WNBA draft pool by Tuesday deadline. Under the WNBA draft eligible rule, most college players will have stick around 4 seasons before they can make the jump to the pros. Johnson was an exception because she turned 22 later this year. After LSU lost to UCLA in the Elite Eight of the NCAA tournament, the first team on SEC honor was non-committal about her future. She's now had an opportunity to return to LSU to enter transfer portal and finish her college career at a different school. Johnson's inclusion would shaken the 2025 draft, especially off her heel of Notre Dame Olivia Miles, exhausting her college eligibility rather than going to the WNBA. As a junior, the Georgia native averaged 18.6 points on 46.8% shooting, including 38% of the three. She dropped 28 points in the season ending defeated to the Bruins, positioning herself as if she had been on the board, Johnson might have been lottery pick. Instead, she positioned herself to challenge USC Alderson Lauren Beth for the number one spot in 2026 class, with Anissa Morrow, the Tiger leading scorer, moving up to the WNBA. She could have even larger role to showcase her skill at LSU next season. In the case of both Miles and Johnson, staying in college was driven apart by financial factors. Under the WNBA current rookie wage scale, players drafted with the first four-round pick Will Spring will earn 78.8031 dollars a rookie. Their contract max out of the $100 million to say that in 2028, would the WNBA player exercise their opt out in the collecting bargaining agreed to the 2026 promise and the new CBA that reflected the significant increase of the league media right. More basketball related income should translate to higher salary across the board. Especially Johnson that can continue to pursue her movie career stimulating as she played college basketball, the incentives of his staying out of college were too obvious to ignore. So, what do I think about that? Um, if she wanted to stay, and she can stay because if the money is good in college right now, because with this NIL, the money is pretty great in college. So why I want to leave to go to the draft and focus on my career for the senior year and also that I got an NIL deal. The money in college is better than the WNBA. So I don't have no issue with it because with the WNBA with their situation with this new CBA in 2026. So I think I think staying in college for one more year is great, especially with the NIL. I got no problem with it. I don't have a problem with Miles did of the former Notre Dame player, so got no issue with it. So that's it for today's podcast. Thank you very much for listening to this podcast. And if you want to follow me on social media, follow me on Instagram at Pascal underscore Mayana underscore 15. Same thing with Threads. X formerly Twitter. Go at Belly versus PMM. Thank you very much, and I'll see you next time.